Hi there everybody, we're back here in Jeffreys Bay this morning, the beautiful Eastern Cape, and we're still fishing with Gerhard Guse, our pen ambassador. Conditions are looking very good and I'm super excited to do a bit of fishing with Gerhard in this show. Gerhard, what do you think we're going to catch today?
Oh, Rudolph, what a beautiful day. Yes, it's nice to be going fishing in beautiful weather like this for a change, so I'm really excited about this trip. It's still early season, and the weather's a bit up and down. We've still got a little bit chill in the water. So I think we'll just try a few different things on this trip, try a few different spots. And I'm really keen to do a bit of fishing with a lighter gear. Pen's got some great products, and the Venom rods and the conflict reels, some excellent braid. So let's put them to the test and see if we can catch some decent fish on a lighter tackle. Today with the good weather, maybe we'll take a chance and pop down to Gamtoos, one of my favorite spots, the river mouth, and we'll just see what the conditions are like when we're there, and I'm sure we'll do well.
Well, Gerhard, that sounds awesome. Let's go have a nice breakfast here at Seashell's luxury accommodation where we stay and pack our bags and get going.
Okay.
After a nice breakfast at Seashell's luxury accommodation, we loaded the vehicle and headed off to Gamtoos river mouth. We also took the jet ski with us, which we'll use to cross the river mouth to get to the Jeffreys Bay side of the Gamtoos. Okay. Across the Gamtoos River with a jet ski from the other side. So we're on the Kabeljou side, the Jeffreys Bay side of the Gamtoos now. And this is one of Gerhard's favorite edible spots, garrick and cob and stuff. So we're going to walk down and find a spot and hopefully catch one or two of those edibles. We walked down the beach till we found some good water and decided to fish with some chocker and frozen bait we brought along. While I was fishing with some chocker baits, Gerhard grabbed the cast net and the bucket, disappeared down the beach, and lucky found a shoal of mullet and returned with a bucket full of live mullet for us. Okay, well, Gerhard's little plan worked well. We discovered the water was a bit cold for the artificials, and he decided to look for some mullet. Found a few live mullets, and we made a plan with a braid and slid out some liveys. And here's the first little guy, small little garrick, but we'll take it today when the fishing stuff. Very nice fish, with this beautiful lateral line on it, so it detects that vibration and the panic in the mullet. They pick it up in the sea and attack it.
Guys, I've got another little fisher on the slide. Fishing with a Venom taipan, the Berkeley Venom taipan, and a Pen Conflict 5000 with a 20-pound trilene braid. Don't let anybody tell you can't slide on braid, it works well. It's great fun with a light rod. Nice little cobby. There's a nice little bonus. There's a cobby of 2.8, maybe 3 kilos on the live bait. I actually missed one my previous slide that I put out. Rudolph luckily saw that there was a few chases in the shallows, and I ran down to the mouth to get us some mullets, and we've had 2 baits out each and 2 bites each, so it's going well. Nice little session.
looked into a decent fish here. This one's still running. It's the last mullet, so we're hoping for better fish. So let's hope we get this one out. This is definitely that better fish. Well, I honestly don't know what monster of the Eastern Cape I hooked here on this light tackle. It's around about 400 odd meters, and I've just managed to turn this fish. So obviously fishing with light tackle line because we're targeting smaller fish. Murphy's law. When you're fishing for smaller fish, you hook something like this. So gotta be gentle with it. Very light trace line, and I'm actually gonna take my time and I want to land this fish. I need to see what this is. Okay, so not a cob, not a garrick, not a duckbill or diamond. It's a raggy. Obviously Faluk, because I've got a 0.6 trace line on mono. You can get that focus is under. That's how you catch a raggy on 0.6 nylon with a live bait. It was a funny little fight. As you can see, I hooked that raggy in the pick. So he came for this mullet and he missed it and he got caught in the pick. And unbelievably, this thin little 0.6 nylon survived the fight. So did the little mullet. Well, what can I say? Although that wasn't the intended species, it was fun. It's always nice fighting big fish, especially when you Faluk a fish. The fight's 10 times stronger. So that little raggy, 30 odd kilo raggy, felt like a 100 kilo fish. After a hard but very enjoyable day's fishing, we jumped back on the jet ski and headed back to the vehicle. Well, Gerhard, that was a very difficult day's fishing. At the end, at least we got a few small edibles. It was nice to see a nice cobby you got. And obviously we followed that little raggy. It gave me a good fight. Made the day worthwhile, I guess. But it's been very difficult. We got to the other side of the Gamtoos, the Jeffreys Bay side, and the water was still chilly, 16 odd degrees. So do you think that's the reason why the fish were quiet?
Yeah, that and the fact that we battled to get mullets this morning. If you got some mullets at low tide, you might have caught a few bigger leeries in between, maybe odd cob and that. But luckily we got a few mullets at the end that sort of saved the day, At least we got a few bites. But it was still entertaining, seeing the cameraman being attacked by seagulls on numerous occasions. And yourself wasting some time, 4.5 hours with a 45 kilo raggy. That was tough going.
I think you're just a bit jealous because you didn't catch anything decent. But anyway, we're going to head back to Seashells Holiday Resort. We're going to settle down tonight, regroup and plan for tomorrow. After we got back at Seashells Luxury Accommodation, I decided to head down to town and go visit a person by the name of Coffee. Coffee is the owner of Core Surf Shop, and he chatted to us a bit about the history of surfing in Jeffreys Bay. Well, as we all know, Jeffreys Bay is very famous for its surfing, and I'm here at the Core Surf and Skate Shop with one of the famous guys or the legend of surfing here in Jeffreys Bay, Coffee. Coffee, tell us a little bit about Jeffreys Bay and where did surfing fit into the history of Jeffreys Bay?
Jeffreys Bay is obviously known for being one of the best right-hand point breaks in the world. That's why a lot of us get stuck here and never leave once we get here. Jeffreys Bay is world-renowned for being one of the best right-hand point breaks in the world.
Well, Coffee, I see you've got a board here that's been attacked by a shark. What's the story behind this board?
This shark attack happened in 1989. It's one of the first recorded shark attacks that happened in Jeffreys Bay. It happened during quite a big swell, which was quite unusual as well, we thought at the time. And lucky all the arms and legs are still intact. So
yeah, no, it's awesome to see this. It's not often you can see this real sort of evidence of this shark bite. And as you can see here, the shape and of the teeth and the mouth obviously tells you this is a great white shark. And that's one of the reasons we here in Jeffreys Bay is to catch big sharks. Obviously not targeting great whites at all, but going for those other shark species that are here. And I guess that's why I'm not a surfer. I'm not going to go out with these things swimming out there. I'm just going to catch them and release them. Well, Coffee, thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys.
And it's awesome here in Jeffreys Bay. And I hope the sol always stays good for you guys.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.
Before we headed off to bed, Gerhard and myself decided to make a few light tackle raggy traces to use the next morning. Gerhard showed me a little bit of a lighter trace, which will work for the light tackle fishing. So I'm just going to show you guys how we made the trace. Very simple, but effective. Okay, to start off by making this raggy trace for the lighter tackle, grab one of your 8/0 owner cutting point hooks, 90-pound Sevillon, and just use a normal figure of 8 knot on this. I found that any of the other cling knots tend to slip, so a figure of 8 knot is a type of knot that pulls tight on itself and won't slip loose because it's so soft. Sometimes it slips on other knots. So there we go, figure of 8 is very simple, 2 loops, and then take your pliers and tighten the knot and pull it tight like that. So after you've tightened up onto the other side of your nylon coated wire, take your finger, you pull it down, and when it's down there, you can pull it tight. And there we go. Our knot's nice and tight and secure. So you cut off the stag end, leave about 5 mils, just for good measure. Straighten it up a bit, and that's your bottom hook secure. Obviously we fish with a lighter rods, a small 11-foot rod, so you can't make a giant, huge trace. You make the trace as long as your drop of your cast. So my drop is approximately a meter, 1.2 meters, so I'm going to try and make my trace as long as that. Firstly, this must be about 600 on my 90-pound Sevillon. Cut it off, and now I need to tie my second hook. Basically what we do, we've got our bottom hook on, take our second hook, feed it through from the top. Then you got to determine how long you want your trace. The baits we casted were approximately that long. The distance between your hooks will determine the size of your baits. The baits you were throwing about that big, sort of fit on there. If you feel you need to throw a bigger bait, you just move the hook further up and tie it on there. We've pushed our nylon coater through the eye like that, and now just a simple wrap 5 times around the shank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the top, back to the top of the eye of the hook, pull it tight, and there you go. Very simple little trace, very effective. Now that we've done our steel side of a trace, we've got to add on our piece of nylon about the same length, and I'm just using the Trilene Big Game 1mm nylon. It's perfect for this job. And in order to join these two, very simple, 2 figure of 8s on either side. Double figure of 8s work well. Okay, so I've got my 2 figure of 8s there, joining the line. Now I just pull the knot nice and tight, obviously wetting the line a little bit. And there you go. Very strong knot, very efficient. Cut your tag ends off, nice and short. Now cut off your nylon at the length of your drop, which will be approximately there. From here on, very simple, we want to put a bead onto our nylon. We're going to have a little bit of a sliding swivel here, so when you get that bite, there's a little bit of movement in your trace. So we put a bead first, so your swivel don't get caught in the knot. We add the bead onto your nylon here, put it down to the knot, a small little swivel. This swivel will be attached to your sinker, the sinker line to your sinker, which is a little bit longer than your hooks. And then obviously when you get that bite, you've got that movement for your trace to move, so you don't scare the fish off with the directness. At the top, we just add another big swivel, and obviously just a figure of 8 again. We tie that swivel on, nice and tight, cut off the tag end, and there you go. There's our trace. Very simple. Your sinker line with a bit of movement, big swivel at the top, which you're going to tie onto your braid leader, which is normally a 50 to 80 pound on the light tackle, just with a uni knot, 6 times through a uni knot, put it tight and it won't slip on the swivel.
The next day we headed off to Paradise Beach, where we were planning to target raggies on light tackle.
Okay, well, our little rod expedition here is paying off. It's our first bite on the small rods. Saw the tail come out, looks like a raggy. And now the fight starts. To work this Conflict 5000. This is so much fun on the small tackle. Actually amazing how hard you can pull with this 11-foot rod. Yes. Too bad fishing, right? You can't catch raggies on the light tackle, and here we've got the Conflict 5000 loaded up with a Venom type pan 11-foot and a nice little 40-odd kilo raggy on it. Awesome fight, and that's why we came here, for a bit of light tackle fun and try and catch these beautiful sharks on the small little 5000 outfit. Was that the problem? Gerhard misses another one.
Rudolph gave me some good advice here. He said with raggy fishing, what works for him is when you get the pull, strike immediately. Well, it didn't work out for me. I think I'll go back to my old style. Thanks, Rudolph.
Strike, Gerhard.
I'm getting my second chance. We're having a nice little session here on the light tackle. Really enjoy fishing like this, especially when there's lots of raggies on the coast. It gets a bit boring after a while, and this puts a new dimension to it. I'm fishing with a 20-pound trilene braid, Conflict 5000, Pen Conflict 5000, and a Venom type pad. It's an 11-foot drop shot rod.
Okay, well done. Double up rag there.
He got me in the reef there, but I managed to get him back out. Fortunately, it looks like Rudolph's one reefed him there. Still on, Rudolph? Looks like quite a decent raggy. I hope my leader didn't get damaged too much, so I'll just ease up a little bit more.
While Gerhard was fighting his fish, I got a second chance and also hooked into a monster raggy.
But out of the reef now it's running for the next reef. I'm going to try and help Gerhard land his. Ooh, it's another big one. Oh no, Gerhard, get later. Yeah, baby! Look at this monster! Good fight, man. Woo!
I'm totally chuffed. I think in all the years of angling, this is probably my best achievement.
20-pound braid. It's the fry lean braid. Excellent, excellent stuff. I was in the reef about 3 or 4 times. At one stage I wrote the fish off. The reggie way over 100 kilos, 140 kilos, somewhere around there. We'll measure it now. Well done, Berkeley. Great braid.
Well, it's definitely a double up of big fish here. And I was so close to getting reefed there at the back. And I just managed to turn that fish. So if I can just get it to the front, continue the fight here close by, got a chance. But that one of Gerhard's is an awesome fish. It's a fish of a lifetime on a small rod like this.
Race of the tail to stand on the tail. The cameraman had to help me to measure. As you can see, Rudolph's into a huge fish there. Female reggie, 213 centimeter on 20-pound braid. How's that? Yeah, baby! Woo!
198. Yoo-hoo! Well, this is my personal best. Raggy on a small rod. 11-foot outfit, 20-pound braid. 198. 198. Raggy female. Took me about a good 40 minutes to land that, 5 minutes after Gerhard for these monster out. We didn't plan to come catch these big ones, but they came along and tell you what, I'm impressed with this rod. I really didn't think we were going to make it. In the reef, and we got these big ones out.
Yes, that's great fish, Rudolph.
Woo! Well, besides for the great white, this is our apex predator here in the Eastern Cape. They swim in these shallow waters unbelievably. Hunt durays, lesser sandy sharks, smaller sandies, little coblets and other little sharks. They're also well adapted to swim in these shallow reefs and hunt and feed. They're very tough, as we said before. Can take a lot of strain. We haven't hurt these fish at all. Put it back, and they're still strong and they swim back strong back into the water. Well, Gerhard, that was quite awesome.
I would never have guessed it. You told me that this morning. I said you're the biggest lion in the world.
200 kilo fish. Unbelievable.
No, I don't know what to say. That was just absolutely awesome. I'm chuffed.
Well, I think we made a good choice coming here this afternoon with the small rods. Let's go back to Seashells Lodge and enjoy an ice cold one.
Absolutely. Let's go.
After a nice warm shower at our accommodation, we headed off to the bay pasta for a well-deserved supper.
Well, cheers, Gerhard.
Cheers, Rudolph.
Thanks for an absolutely unbelievable trip. And I'm betting to wipe the grin off my face from catching that giant draggy on an 11-foot outfit and that light reel, which is unbelievable. Thank you so much for putting us into that fish.
Yeah, Rudolph, I have to agree with you. It's one of the best experiences of my life. You know, caught a lot of good fish, big carp and big bronzies or whatever. But to catch a raggy like that on the outfit that we did on, it's something I'll never forget. Honestly, I personally think it's a highlight of my fishing career so far. So I'm really chuffed. I've caught that fish and that you landed yours, and to have been able to share that experience with you is brilliant. Cheers again.
Well, everybody, that's the end of another very exciting trip we had down here in the Eastern Cape. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I loved having Gerhard as a guide. He's a professional guide in this area, and I can see it by the way he put us on the fish, even in very, very difficult conditions. He always finds those fish, he knows where to go and what conditions. We're back here at our favorite restaurant in Jeffreys Bay, the Bay Pasta restaurant, enjoying another lovely meal, and I think it's worthwhile enjoying a meal like this after a wonderful fishing session like we had in this beautiful place, Jeffreys Bay.
Fishing life is proudly kept on the water by Ecos Marine Insurance, engineered by Yamaha, where boating is just a way of life.